Hey everyone, it's Dave here. Welcome back to the Old Dirty Basement Podcast. Got some exciting news to share with you all today.
Yeah, that's right, Dave. We are thrilled to introduce a brand new feature to our podcast, Fan Mail. You can now send your letters, questions, and stories, and we'll read them right here on our show.
Absolutely, Matt. This is your chance to be part of the podcast. We want to hear everything you have to say, whether it's fun facts, fan theories, or just a shout out. Send it our way. Zap, you want to tell them how they can send us fan mail?
Absolutely, Dave. All you need to do is go to our episode descriptions and click the fan mail link to send us a text. It's super easy to use. Don't worry, your phone number won't be shared. Everything we see is confidential. It's just between us. Remember, folks, this podcast is for you, and we want you to be a part of it. So don't hesitate. Send in your fan mail today. We might just read your letter in our next episode. All right, that's our exciting news for today. Can't wait to get your fan mail. And as always, I'm Zap.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Dave, signing off from the Old Dirty Basement Podcast. So we'll catch you where?
On the flip side.
If we don't see you sooner, we'll see you later.
Peace.
Thanks for tuning in to the Vintage Cinema Review. On this week's episode, we're covering from 1983, War Games.
War Games, the intersection between advanced technology and global security during the Cold War.
I don't know. I remember hearing that voice. Would you like to play a game? And the way that it was said on the television, when you hear it, you'll listen to that and hear it forever.
It'll draw you in for sure.
Mm-hmm.
We hope our podcast is drawing you in. Speaking of that, if it is, leave us a 5-star rating on Spotify. On Apple, 5-star rating and a written review. And sit back, relax, and enjoy from 1983, War Games. Hey, this is Dave.
Matt.
And Zap.
And welcome to the Vintage Cinema Review,
where every week we review some of our favorite films from the past.
Hey, there ain't no late fees here.
Silence is golden. And be kind. Rewind.
Hey, I see an early 80s classic going in there today.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
That is. This is a listener pick. This is off our list. This is War Games. It's got a lot of votes.
Who was the listener?
You know what? I'm not sure. It might have been Juice Man. I think.
Christ,
Okay, cool.
I hope there's more than one that wanted to do this one.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to the all two.
Well, you know what? There were like 14 votes for this. So this was like up there. It's had quite a bit of votes. That. So this is a beloved movie. I haven't seen it since back then. I enjoyed this. Yeah, so War Games, 1983, runtime on this, 1 hour, 54 minutes. And to be honest, I could have went longer. I actually enjoyed it.
It's a short film.
Yeah. This was rated PG, and you know what the original title was going to be?
Awesome Sauce.
I was going to say DEFCON Basement.
No, that would have been good, though.
Yeah.
War Times. Russia Sucks.
That was second in line. No, it was called The Genius.
Oh, I did read that.
Yeah,
I did see that.
We did like Real Genius.
Yeah,
That's a good movie.
That was a good one.
One of my faves. In fact, that was the first movie I did.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, that was Zap's first induction into the basement with Real Genius. Yeah.
Did you guys, watching this, did it kind of take you back to a time where, like, this could have been like the biggest thing in the world, but when you're watching it today, you're kind of looking at it like it's not 1983?
As far as what if this would have happened?
I don't
like
understand the word you just said.
like today, it's kind of meaningless watching it right now to when you watched it when you were younger.
It's the other way around for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys said you were like anxious, and I didn't understand the anxiety part.
I'll definitely get into that. But this movie, you know how we say they hit different? This hit differently.
Yeah,
and
it did. With how much stuff has come and grown since, not necessarily gone, because those sneaky fucking Russians haven't exactly gone. I don't know if you've been paying attention to the news, but they haven't gone anyplace.
No.
This, at least from that regard, that's still a thing, let alone, I mean, the Whopper is for real now. Yeah. But I mean, like Dave said, we'll get into it. We'll get into it.
Speaking of back then, Matt, so May 7th, 1983, this film released at Cannes Film Festival, and then June 3rd, 1983 to the rest of the United States.
Cannes, that's in France.
I believe so.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So this was directed by John Badham, written by Lawrence Lasker and Walter F. Parks, and produced by Harold Schneider, with a budget of $12 million. Box office 124.6.
Dang.
Whoa.
Holy cow, really?
Yes.
It did that well.
It did great. Yeah. I mean,
that's ridiculous.
I can see why with like an older the older crowd back then, like people that were getting this. I wasn't getting this movie back then. So.
This was a scary thing, man. It was a really well thought movie, I think, and it was very, very poignant to the extent that it was relevant as hell. Like this was a real potential thing.
Oh, it probably still is. You never know.
Exactly.
Well, even just like the submarines on your like back door step. The way they had it lined up. There was a lot of computer games like this, wasn't there? Was there an actual like War Games computer game, or were there ones similar?
There was a War Games computer game.
Okay.
Yeah, that will be in the fun facts.
Oh, okay.
So this was shot, all the school scenes at El Segundo High School in California.
I left my wallet in El Segundo.
Yeah, Tribe Called Quest. And the NORAD scenes were filmed in New Whalum, Whatcom County, Washington. So Washington State. Yeah. So that's pretty much it for all that fun stuff. I'll turn it over to Zap for the cast.
Sure. Thank you, Dave. The cast of War Games includes, but is not limited to, Matthew Broderick as David Lightman, Dabney Coleman as Dr. John McKittrick, John Wood as Stephen Falcon, Ali Sheedy as Jennifer Mack, Barry Corbin as General Jack Behringer, Juanine Clay as Patricia Healy, Dennis Lipscomb as Lyle Watson, Kent Williams as Arthur Cabot, Joe Dorsey as Colonel Joe Conley. I'm sorry, I can't help it. When I read Lyle Watson, I was thinking
Like Randy?
Yeah. I don't know why. Mr. Lyle Watson.
That's good.
Okay.
Sexual chocolate.
Sexual chocolate? I'm sorry.
Lyle Watson.
Nah, I like it.
All right.
Dennis Lipscomb.
Lipscomb.
That's Lyle Watson.
All right. William Bogert as Mr. Lightman. That's David's father. Susan Davis as Mrs. Lightman. It's David's mother. Irving Metzman as Paul Richter. John Spencer as Captain Jerry Lawson. Michael Madsen as Lieutenant Steve Phelps. Alan Blumenfeld as Mr. Liggett. And James Tolkien as Mr. Wiggin. Not to be confused with Chief Wiggum.
Chief Wiggum.
Or Ralphie Wiggum.
Or Tolkien. Did he write?
Yeah, that's right. He wrote The Hobbit, Lord of the Rings. That's right.
That's right.
Dude, I'm sorry. I'm still Watson.
Anytime you hear Watson,
you can't help it.
Yeah,
you just can't help it.
Yeah.
No, the cast. I think Ali Sheedy and Matthew Broderick really brought this movie to life. The way they acted, like the teenager part of them being teenagers and how they would act, something like this would happen was spot on. Enjoyed that.
Yeah, I like Matthew Broderick in the role. I think he did well simply because he was able to play that timid, innocent guy, but there's a little bit of a conniving to him. But it was, it was still 99% just innocent.
And you just want to like change grades and stuff that you would think about doing in high school to be that cool to do it. But he was just a little too smart, yet a little too dumb for his own good.
Yeah, I thought he was really good in this, and I enjoyed it.
Ali Sheedy was really good.
2 years before Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
And was he in a movie called Iron Eagle? Was that him?
That wasn't Broderick. No.
That wasn't Broderick?
No.
Oh, okay.
Iron Eagle was a great... I'm surprised we haven't done that.
Yeah, that is one to bring up.
It's like Top Gun before it was Top Gun.
Well,
I got you.
Yep.
But I guess that's it for the cast. We'll turn it over to Matt for a brief synopsis.
This is a thought-provoking, exciting, and brilliant blockbuster. David Lightman is a nice kid, a little brighter than most, perhaps a little shyer too. He does most of his socializing through his home computer, communicating with fellow computer buffs in an ever-growing world of circuits and terminals. His ingenuity gets him into enormous computer systems, allowing him to change his grades, play pranks, and compete at games. Unwittingly, he breaks into the most sophisticated computer systems ever built, Joshua, the Defense Department's master war computer. By the time David realizes what he's done, he's brought the superpowers together in a game no one can win. World War III. Watch War Games and you will well understand why it's created a sensation, both with critics and moviegoers. It will entertain you thoroughly, yet make you happy that, for now at least, War Games is only a movie.
Nice.
That was moving.
There's a company called Josh AI that they actually do like home automation and all that.
Okay.
And I'm wondering if they got the inspiration for the name from this, maybe. I don't know.
I wonder if they would have used Joshua just to put it out there.
Maybe that would have been.
But they did the
too
AI
scary.
just to get around it.
Just to get around it.
Or it could have been too scary. Because look, man, I'm with you, Dave. I see that shit. I get scared, man.
Yeah, it is. I mean, this back then, I don't think this was on anybody's radar, like AI.
No.
But watching it now, like definitely, I think we can look at it through our lenses now with technology and appreciate this movie for what it was.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote down a quote. So they attribute this to Einstein, and this is paraphrasing, but it was along the lines of, "I know not with what weapons World War III will be fought, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones." Basically saying that
everything will be wiped out.
We're going back. So
we're going way back.
I'm very interested in nuclear war, and I watched the documentary Turning Point that's on Netflix, all about the Cuban Missile Crisis. And to me, like, this movie, because I just watched all that and I'm interested in that now, this movie, like I said, it really, I was into it. You know what I mean? I dug it. It was scary.
Yeah. For sure.
I would like to get to that Mad Max time or like the Fallout. Like those times seem cool to me.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like I'm looking forward to that.
I don't know, but why don't we steer through the movie a little bit?
All right. Let's get steering. Our movie opens with a tense scene in a nuclear missile silo. Under orders, 2 officers conduct a simulation of a missile launch to respond to a potential Soviet threat. One officer hesitates, unable to turn the key, displaying human reluctance and emotional intervention in executing such devastating actions. This hesitation triggers the military's drive to automate the decision process, leading to the creation of the Whopper, which is an acronym for War Operation Plan Response, an artificial intelligence supercomputer designed to eliminate human emotion from strategic defense decisions.
I wonder if the Whopper was out by then from Burger King.
100%.
It was.
Oh, God, yeah.
That's been around forever.
Oh, yeah. Whopper's been around a long, long time.
I wonder if they tried to sue him for the name, you know what I mean? I guess it's a different...
Look,
you know what I mean?
it's an acronym. They had to do it.
Right.
Yeah, Burger King's not suing for
But
shit.
you can never truly have a Whopper, though, with human emotion, like how you said that was involved. There's always that guy with the briefcase. There's always 2 guys that travel with them. There's always 2 keys.
That's why there's the Whopper. They wanted I think the idea behind the Whopper was, forget this guy with the 2 keys. Forget this guy carrying the case. We want to take our thought and our hesitation out of it because we're humans. One of us is going to say shit. If we fire on them, they're going to fire on us, and all humanity is going to be destroyed. Why don't we just take our decision making out of it and put it into a 1 or 0 calculating computer and let them do all the work?
And that's what Dave was saying. But I think the scariness about like the 1s and 0s, having a computer and the AI just do it for you.
Yeah.
Because I think something like that has to be a human emotional response. You just can't let a computer do that for you.
They could have called it the Royale with cheese.
The Royale with cheese.
Yeah.
They don't know what the fuck the metric system or the
they don't know. Yeah,
they don't know what a pound is. Yeah.
Also, in this opening scene, we get to see Michael Madsen. I was like, "Oh man, that's Michael Madsen!" Right away. Like,
Speaking
I
of,
noticed that.
He's dead.
What?
No,
Isn't he?
No.
Yes, Michael Madsen's dead.
No chance.
Michael Jackson's dead.
No, he.
Michael Madsen, as far as I know, is still around.
Yeah, he's very much alive.
Yeah.
Are you guys sure about that?
I don't know.
Now you got me thinking, but I think I would have heard if Michael Madsen died.
No, Ray Liotta died.
No, wasn't Madsen? Didn't he date the Lolita, the Long Island Lolita?
Joey Buttafuoco?
No.
You talking about Amy Fisher?
Amy Fisher. No, not Amy Fisher. Not the Long Island Lolita.
The Long Island Medium?
No, didn't he used to date? Oh man, the Long Island Medium.
I don't know. Well, who else is from Long Island?
Oh, it wasn't. Okay, I'm confused now. Yeah, Michael Madsen. I was thinking of the other guy. I'm sorry.
Who's the other guy?
He used to date
Joey Buttafuoco.
No, he used to date the kind of girl like Amy Fisher. She was a
hooker.
She was a hooker, but she owned like a bunch of other hookers.
Oh, Heidi Fleiss.
Heidi Fleiss, but who was that guy? I thought that was Michael Madsen for a second, but it's not.
Charlie Sheen was linked to her. I thought, at one point.
Is there a guy named Michael Masden?
No.
Whatever.
Yeah, Madsen is alive and well. He's 66 years old.
Thank you,
Yes.
Matt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that was fun.
I think I just saw him at Denny's. Like
Yeah.
on YouTube or something.
Real life.
That for real.
That's
like
fine.
at a restaurant
on
or
Harrisburg
something.
Pike.
Yeah.
That would make
Harrisburg's
sense.
finest bistro.
It would make sense. God, I love that movie.
It's a good one.
That is a good one. All right. This is this first scene here. I mean, it's something special. Like it really. I mean, we'll get to it at the end when it all circles back to it. But like I'm with Matt. Like you need that you need that human decision making, right?
Yeah, because computers aren't going to care. They're
No,
going
they
to
don't give a shit.
No.
They're going to take us over anyway, and they'll figure out a way to live through only the computers and the cockroaches will live.
Well, there's a lot of like stuff nowadays with theories on all that, like that we're going to be uploaded to. I mean, basically the Matrix stuff that they're talking about becoming reality. So like, that's what I said, watching this movie now, it's just crazy to think. Yeah, like we're just meat and bones to a computer, like nothing.
Well, AI is taking over gradually, slowly, and it will eventually take over. It was Tom Sizemore, by the way.
Tom Sizemore.
But
Tom Sizemore.
Did he die?
Yes, I think he is dead.
That sounds just like Michael Madsen.
He looks just like him. Yeah, he looks
does.
just like him.
I know, yeah. And DJ Lethal. He looks like DJ Lethal a little bit too, yeah.
From House of Pain.
Jesus Christ.
Way off track.
Okay.
So where are we at now?
We're introduced to David Lightman, a bright yet academically underperforming teenager in suburban Seattle. David's fascination with computers is evident in his room, which is cluttered with cutting-edge technological equipment. Despite his brilliance, David exhibits a rebellious streak. So rebellious, he's sent to the principal's office for his lack of respect in biology class. And while he patiently waits, he swiftly sneaks a peek at the password to the school's computer system. Later, now joined by his friend, Jennifer, he hacks into the computer system to change his failing grades, revealing both his talent and his disregard for rules. David's actions set the stage for his fascination with and adeptness at hacking into computer systems, suggesting both his capabilities and the potential dangers that such skills could entail.
He was just doing that to get a chick.
He was.
Yeah, I know, right?
Well, he didn't want to change his grades. He definitely wanted to change his grades.
Check this out.
Well, I know when I would bring a girl home, the first thing I'd do is turn on my computer when I get in my room.
Absolutely.
You know? I mean,
absolutely.
I mean,
I can tell you that my parents would never in a million years allow a girl into my room.
No.
No chance.
But you're studying.
No,
you know what I mean?
no chance.
Even if you were studying?
We never, honestly, I never took girls to my house.
No?
No. I was, no.
I
There's no place to hang
I had
out.
the basement of fun.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, there was a door down to the basement. There was a big screen TV. I was like, hey, would you like to play some pool or hang out at the bar?
Right.
Maybe watch some big screen TV.
Now, I didn't have a computer back then, so I wouldn't have had that option, but I was just laughing at like him in his room. Now, there again, this guy is like obsessed with computers.
Look, I looked at his computer setup. I thought of Ferris Bueller. Like he had his room was set up. Like I could appreciate. I grew up with a computer, Commodore 64, and I mean, I remember watching that as a kid, and I was like really impressed with his rig, man. I thought that was awesome.
There's no way, like back then. I saw this when I was at maybe 10 years old. I had no idea what the hell he was doing.
Neither did he. There's no kid had that much shit at that age. No chance.
This just should have been a prequel to Bueller. I think that would have made it even better. Like, he grew up in the same house, but he was younger.
Like middle school Bueller.
Yeah, middle school Bueller.
Yeah.
And he just slacked off then his senior year.
Yeah, because he got busted.
Yeah.
Like at this point in life.
That was some high-tech shit he had. A specific note, his modem, like where you would take the actual handset and put that onto a receiver that's on the table that's connected to the computer. I never had one of those, or I never saw one of those. In fact, the only time I saw one of those was in this movie.
Yeah.
Everything else was just you plugged it into the back of your computer and it just connected that way.
I would think at this time in '83, I mean, this technology, if it was out, it probably wasn't out to the public. Maybe it was, but I doubt it was widely known.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or what it was. I couldn't imagine.
But I don't think this movie was very dated for it being in '83.
No, it was not at all.
Yeah, it wasn't at all.
His room had some cutting edge shit for show.
For the ladies.
Absolutely.
Dude, ladies love that stuff. Dude, how cool is that to say, hey man, look, I can change your grades.
Yeah.
Like, and look, not for nothing. You look back then, well, only the jocks were cool and only the skateboarders were cool, whatever. Like this guy was a nerd. He was a nerd. Yeah, they won the world, so they win.
And at that time, that's exactly what it was. I was thinking about that watching this movie. Like nowadays, that guy would be cool.
Hell yeah.
But back then, yeah, you're a nerd if you're smart or you're into computers and all that.
But he wasn't slick with Ali Sheedy though. She was like trying to capture him to like her feet. Like he was in between. I was like, ugh, get up.
That's what I was saying. Like
I saw that, dude. That was an awkward scene for him.
Like, stop it. I'm trying to change your grade.
Awkward.
Well, nowadays those grades are in the portal. They call it. Like your parents get an email right away. Like I don't even know.
You can't.
You don't
change,
even know.
Yeah, you can't.
You don't even know.
You can't even change grades.
I don't know how you would get in there. I'm sure some kid could.
I bet Principal Vince could give us the code.
Oh yeah, he has the code.
Yeah.
I wonder what his password's. Pencil.
He's got an app.
Remember our
He could change anybody's grades from his phone.
Remember our grade school report cards and like that heavy card stock and folded into 3.
Yep.
Yeah.
If it had like a C, you could make it like an A pretty easy.
Yeah, use a
Dude.
pencil.
So when we were at McDevitt, they would print out the report cards on using a dot matrix printer. They printed your report cards out. You get them every quarter. I remember 100%. I remember like erasing dots. I remember erasing grades and then taking the fine tip of a pencil and changing the numbers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, absolutely. I 100% did that.
You could actually just like white out it, just like white out and.
No, because they could see the whiteout.
You think?
Right.
Yeah, 100%. You could see the whiteout, of course.
What if you like whited it out and then like re-scanned it? Or
If you
printed
apply whiteout, it's gonna get shitty.
gonna
even if
show
you
up.
printed it again.
I see what you're saying.
I don't know. I never did that. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I was afraid, man. I got some bad grades here and there, and I definitely didn't want to,
When you say bad, what are you talking? F's?
like C's.
I was going to say.
I think my parents were
A couple of
divorcing.
C's.
My parents were divorcing at the time, so they really didn't pay
That
attention.
was at least of their worries.
They didn't really pay attention to my report card.
Dang, that's
I'd bring it
messed
home
up.
and be like, "Hey guys, I got my report card."
Not
They'd be
doing
like,
so
yeah.
well, yeah.
Yeah, they didn't care.
Damn. All right, moving along. An avid fan of video games, David's thirst for new games leads him to make every attempt to hack into a game company's server from his house. Instead, he unwittingly accesses the Whopper. Presented with a list of games, David chooses Global Thermonuclear War, believing it to be a harmless game. 2 opposing sides are presented as options, the United States or the Soviet Union. He selects the Soviet Union. But as the Whopper is connected to the North American Aerospace Defense Command, also known as NORAD, this action initiates a series of commands that NORAD interprets as genuine missile launch preparations from the Soviet Union. NORAD's command center in Colorado Springs comes to life with alarms and flashing lights. Military officers detect what they believe are authentic Soviet missile launch preparations. The DEFCON level is raised from 5 to 4 in response to the perceived threat. Tension mounts as military personnel react to the alerts, highlighting the thin line between simulation and reality in their interpretations.
Yeah, I always had that wrong. For some reason, I thought DEFCON 1.
So did I.
Yeah.
I thought it started at 1, and you had to, like 5. I thought 5 was the worst.
That's what I would have thought. Did you?
So like moving down
Yeah, like DEFCON
3, they started or whatever it was, DEFCON 2. Or,
It starts at 5. It's
5.
always at 5.
And it
Unless
goes
shit gets
down.
real, then it goes down to 4, 3, 2, or 1. If it's DEFCON 1, missiles are in the air.
Yeah, so I always, if you would have asked me before this movie, I would have thought it was the other way.
Yep. I think we did that. I think I might have made the same confusion in a different podcast where
high to low instead of low to high.
Yeah, it goes high to low. Correct.
High to low.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what was the other thing? Oh, I wrote down here the computer room. Like they actually had those big rooms with the servers and all that stuff. Like back in the day, like for the computing power, you would need like entire rooms,
Absolutely,
running, stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because a computer, it's like the size of the basement here. It was like a.
Yeah, and it was like 16 gigabytes.
Yeah.
Or maybe, you know what I mean?
Now,
not
to be
even
clear,
not even that.
Even nowadays, though, at your decent sized businesses, they have the quote unquote the server
Oh, those
room.
server
they have
rooms.
server rooms,
they're
yeah.
huge.
But they don't have those reel to reel things going and all that cheesy stuff.
No, the real to real is done.
I got some of those. Yeah.
Micro discs or
Yep.
whatever they call them. I wonder what all that stuff's in a landfill somewhere. Think about all the computer equipment over the years, like Y2K,
Sure.
all those big ass monitors and towers, all that stuff. Landfill.
Going.
CRTs, man.
Yeah.
They're in the landfill.
Yeah.
Some tortoises eating it.
Yes.
Dead in the ocean.
Yeah, some
Well,
tortoise
that's what he
flying.
gets for not having opposable thumbs.
Right.
As David continues his game, he notices more than coincidental realities coming to life and realizes the potentially catastrophic implications of his actions. Confusion and terror seep in as news broadcasts and system alerts mirror his simulated actions. Attempting to stop the game, David fails to disconnect completely, inadvertently alerting the authorities. The FBI arrives, arresting him amidst his pleas of innocence. Seemingly innocent gameplay has transitioned to serious criminal charges. Carefree hacking is now riddled with real-world consequences. So dude was just walking away from the
7-Eleven.
7-Eleven getting a goddamn Slurpee.
does every movie in the 80s have convenience stores? It's like constant. There's always like a Circle K or a 7-Eleven or a...
Well, it's even today. Like you still see a lot of convenience stores. They're just out there.
They're out there.
You don't see like a Sheetz or a...
Well, not anymore. That's what I'm saying. But it seems like back in the day, like of the recent ones we covered, Rad, there was a 7-Eleven. We just did Bill and Ted. There's a Circle K.
Circle K.
We got this with the 7-Eleven. I'm trying to think of other ones. Like they're always at a convenience store. Die Hard convenience store.
Yeah.
Buying Twinkies.
Yeah.
Because I always take notice to the
That was an AM PM.
AM PM,
Yep.
yes. I always take notice to the prices because I like that. So check this out.
I like that.
That's awesome.
I like that.
That's
so
cool as shit.
So Zap, you'll like this one here. Well, Matt, I don't know. You don't smoke anymore, right?
No.
Okay. Cigarettes, $6.99 a carton.
God damn.
At 7-Eleven.
$6.99 a carton. So
That's for a carton
Dang.
of cigarettes.
that's 70 cents a pack.
That's a deal.
Are you kidding me? That's incredible.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So,
I mean, you can't even get like a cheeseburger at McDonald's for $6.99 today.
I know. I mean, that's what
It's
I'm saying.
insane prices.
Like to me, that was the best part of the movie there. The
Comparing
prices
prices.
on the because they always put the prices on the outside.
Sure.
You know what I mean, on the windows and stuff.
Well, you got to figure 1980. That's big tobacco right there.
This is 83.
Yeah, that's 83.
You
Yeah.
could smoke everywhere back
Oh
then.
yeah, that was big tobacco money.
You could smoke in church.
Well, hell, the guys are in NORAD in there smoking cigars.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I like it. I mean, that's how it should be. I think.
Damn yeah.
You're going to make decisions like that, you should be smoking.
Hell yeah.
Like Winston-Salem. Who are the other like big tobacco companies?
R.J. Reynolds.
Philip Morris.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were living life back then.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid Surgeon General or whatever you are.
Yeah.
Whatever. See Everett
Fake
Koop.
news. Fake news.
It is fake news.
See Everett Koop.
Look, I'm
Remember
making.
he looked like the KFC colonel. Remember?
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
Coop.
Yeah.
Like-
Everybody look
like
up
chicken.
See Everett Koop.
Yeah.
Check that guy out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man, stupid Coop. Hate you. Look, I make my lungs stronger one cigarette at a time. I'm building resistance and tolerance.
That's right.
So when the nukes land, I'll be able to breathe the air.
It won't affect you.
Not a bit. Not a bit.
You'll light one right off the blast.
That's right.
Blow back in reverse. It'll like affect something like the time-space continuum.
So this is kind of jacked up though, right? This section of this movie, right? So this kid's walking around, or he's watching the news, or all of this stuff's going on. Like, oh, that's cool. That's strange. I was just playing a thermonuclear war game last night. Now all of a sudden, shit's being talked about the Russians were readying and all kinds of stuff. What a coincidence.
He was the one that typed that in. It was weird, like how he picked that too. He's like global thermonuclear war, and it just, I think, was that like the words that needed to be in.
Well, there was a selection of games.
Yeah, there was
right?
a list of like, let's say 10 games, right? And all of the other games, minus Falcon's Maze, was games that you would otherwise know, like checkers, chess.
Chess, yeah. Would
whatever.
you rather have chess?
Double Dutch rudder, whatever the game is. And then in this case,
Double Dutch rudder.
in this case,
Yeah.
in this case, global thermonuclear war. This is 83. They didn't exactly have computer games that were that
Detailed.
dynamic.
Then the computer also asked, he's like, wouldn't you rather play chess? And then he's like, no, global thermonuclear war.
That's kind of weird too. Wouldn't he be kind of thrown at the point where he's talking with a computer that's talking back to him, typing? He's typing back and forth between a computer.
Yeah.
Well, no, he was ahead of his time on the computer. Remember, he had a good setup.
She brought the speaker over. How's that working?
Yeah.
How's it doing that?
It's magic.
Like showing her,
It's magic, baby.
She just wanted to smash. She's there like messing around with the computer the whole time.
I know.
She's like, come on.
That's what this kid.
I was like, come on, man. Come on, dude.
He was into his games.
Yeah,
man.
he liked this game. He was a gamer.
He can't see the forest through the trees.
I don't know. Like when I'm playing Call of Duty and I got my headset on, I don't think there's anything less attractive like to my wife when she comes downstairs and I'm sitting there with a headset on and like,
Pack
you know what I mean,
Cheetos.
playing a game.
Yeah.
Like I can't imagine that's like a turn. But for her, this girl in his movie, she was digging it. But
Hell
this is a
yeah.
little different, I guess.
Right.
This is 83.
He's buying her plane tickets and doing this and that.
That's true. Too. That's right. Tickets to France.
Yeah.
Still, man. I don't know. I'd be pretty damn afraid if I got black bagged and thrown into the back of a fucking van outside of the 7-Eleven.
By the feds.
Yeah, man. It's some scary shit.
Hell yeah.
How was that, Matt, when that happened to you?
With the feds?
Yeah.
It was scary.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
Nope.
Glad I got my green card.
What the? I wasn't even going there.
I don't know where you were going.
I was just thinking about breaking the law.
Oh, no.
But I, too, am glad you got your green card.
Thank you.
Showcasing his resourcefulness, David uses his ingenuity to escape from NORAD's custody, manipulating electronic locks and evading guards. Joining forces with Jennifer, the two embark on a mission to find Dr. Stephen Falcon, the creator of the Whopper. Falcon, now living in seclusion due to his disillusionment with humanity, initially refuses to assist, expressing deep regret over the direction his creation has taken. He ultimately relents, and the three make their way to NORAD, where the situation has now escalated to DEFCON 2.
Which is bad.
That's bad.
Yeah, one is
very
missiles
bad.
in the air.
That's basically fingers on the button.
Two is button time.
Falcon's explanation of the Whopper's behavior, that is, seeing the scenario as a game rather than a real-world threat,
I thought you were going to say delicious.
clashes with the military's urgent preparations for what they believe is an impending Soviet attack. Thanks to Falcon's calm, rational explanations against the backdrop of NORAD's panicked atmosphere, David and Falcon are given one last chance to stop all-out nuclear war. So a lot happens here.
Mm-hmm.
David somehow gets a pair of scissors, some wire,
Yeah, he's like
and
MacGyver.
a tape recorder while he's in lockdown at the at NORAD. Now, granted, he's in a medical room or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
But somehow he figures a way. Like, that's some MacGyver shit
Oh, hell yeah.
to get out of there. Ooh, fun fact! Since I mentioned MacGyver, does anyone know MacGyver's first name?
Mike MacGyver?
Nope.
No.
John.
Nope.
Is it like a weird name?
Yeah, it was only mentioned in one episode.
Jax MacGyver.
No. I'll give you one more, Dave.
What's it start with?
A.
And
Aggie.
I don't know. I'll give up.
Angus.
Angus
Angus
MacGyver.
MacGyver.
I would have never got that.
It's a true story.
That's pretty wild.
That's
Where'd
why,
you find
that's why
that
I just
one
went by MacGyver.
That's why you just went by. I like MacGruber.
MacGruber's better,
Dude,
yeah.
That was good.
I like McDonald's.
Yeah.
So dude escapes, gets out of there, and now all of a sudden he's cool. Because that guard's trying to play, touchy-feely, play heinies and foo-foos with the secretary.
Uh-huh.
That, I don't know, whatever the hell he was.
Do you guys remember when we went on a field trip to TMI in high school? They did that.
Oh, yeah.
To the nuclear plant.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You guys do remember that?
No.
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
I think the nukes.
Did we really do it?
The nukes affected me.
I went to the
No, we didn't
I
do
went
a
to the nuclear
TMI.
plant.
I was trying to make a joke.
No, we never went there, dude.
Dude, I've been to the I
Okay.
was at the nuclear plant when I was in high school.
Because I was going to say, like,
Yeah, I think he meant like
I
a
was going to
field
say,
trip.
yeah, me neither, because who the hell goes on a field trip to a NORAD, like to a nuclear bomb? You know what I'm saying?
So that's that.
Yeah. Did you notice, like, there's high school kids or something walking around?
Right. So if this is supposed to be a super secret, place, Army secret place in the middle of a fucking mountain, under a mountain,
Yeah, who's going on a field trip?
how are they allowing field trips to come in there? But wait, you guys didn't go to TMI in high school?
No.
Oh, all right.
I don't remember a field trip.
I
there.
went away from TMI in 70,
Damn it, Zap.
We all did.
79.
You ruined my joke, Zap.
Sorry, dude.
Did you really, though?
I
didn't-
lived it.
So what was it for? Like, what was the...
So when I did it, I would take random. Look, this is a very true story.
So you would do it on your own?
I would do it with a couple of different dudes, and one of the mothers would always sign off like, "Yeah, look, they're going on a field trip, and this counts as credit, and this counts as this, that, and the other."
Like an educational field trip, like
Yeah.
going to the farm
Oh,
show.
Like
yeah,
you could do the same thing.
Oh.
You could do the same shit like going to the farm show.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
well, yeah.
You guys never did that loophole?
No, my mom
No.
used to do that every year because she worked for USDA, so she would
Bam.
work at the farm show. But I used to get a day to go to the farm show with her to help.
My
But
kid-
educational field trip, it didn't count against me.
Yeah.
My kids went on an educational field trip to Disney.
No shit.
Yeah.
Because like we went on a Disney trip, but there was like Epcot and like you're learning about the countries and whatever, so it was considered educational,
Hi-oh.
excused absence or whatever.
So Falcon lived on an island.
Falcon.
Fucking
Fucking
Falcon.
Falcon.
Yeah.
He was like the Virgin Atlantic dude. That's kind of what he reminded me of.
Yeah.
Do you know who he's based on? Fun fact.
Stephen Hawking.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep, mhm.
Even the name. Well, I think they were pronouncing it Falcon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Hawkin.
But
Falcon.
what's
I
up with these really smart dudes? Like, I hate that whenever they like try to make them in movies. They're always like living on an island 'cause they can't be around people.
They gotta be on
They're always
their
like
own.
so smart. They're going to blow the world up because they know how.
I'm glad.
Because they know how.
They're like, I know how to do that. I better get away from people.
Yeah.
I'm going
Can.
to kill everybody.
Too smart.
Yeah.
There was a line. I'm glad you guys brought this guy up because this was earlier in the movie when Broderick's like researching him and stuff, reading, and there was like a video, and him and Ali Sheedy are watching the video, and she's like, "Oh my God, he's amazing
Correct.
looking."
Yes. Oh, he's amazing looking.
And she goes, "He was 41. That's old."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh man, come
yeah.
on now."
Well, she's only like 16.
Well, I know, but just saying 41, that's old.
Well,
We're
I wonder
past that.
how old truly was she in this movie, though?
That I don't know.
22 maybe?
Yeah,
I'd put her at 21, 22.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she looked good in it. Like,
Yeah,
she
she always looks good.
Yeah, she looked good.
Mm-hmm.
And she was loose. At least for Matthew Broderick.
Yes.
And he just kept missing the cues, man.
She's just saying, look, I get the computer, man. I'm telling you it's great. Like, we're in your room. Your parents are not even home. Yeah. Let's hang out.
So refresh my memory. I know that go ahead, I'm sorry.
Sorry, no, I was going to say, they didn't have mouses though yet.
Yeah, they did.
Did they?
Yeah.
I guess they did. I was thinking of like Windows and stuff. Is that
correct? So Xerox invented the mouse. Last I checked, pretty sure Xerox invented the mouse, and then Apple stole it.
Mm-hmm.
The plans, the idea, the everything, and they came to market first with it. But then at the same time, or they were going to go to market first, and then at the same time, Bill Gates and friends were invited to visit Apple before they released their computer, and they swiftly stole the idea as well. So basically everybody came to market with the mouse like all at the same time.
At the same time. That's pretty wild.
Yep.
Xerox, Apple's pretty much mouseless now, though. It's just, I mean, most of the computers are just like touchy movie.
No touching.
Yeah, it's just all fingers.
Easy, man. Yeah. This is a family show.
Roderick wasn't.
Yeah, he wasn't. He could learn something.
Yeah, he wasn't all fingers at all.
Oh, yeah, Matthew, you gonna learn.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Falcon and David's goal is to teach the Whopper the senselessness of nuclear war by forcing it to run all conceivable scenarios. The two distract the Whopper by directing it to play tic-tac-toe against itself. And as expected, the result is a long string of draws, thereby forcing the computer to learn the concept of futility and no-win scenarios. In NORAD's command center, the computer rapidly simulates every possible nuclear war strategy. The large display screens fill with iterations of missile trajectories and explosions, each showing global destruction without a winner. After countless simulations, Joshua, that is, the Whopper, comprehends the concept of mutually assured destruction, concluding with the iconic line, "The only winning move is not to play." This realization deactivates the imminent threat, restoring control to human hands, and de-escalating the DEFCON status.
That was a cool ending there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's tense, dude. It's tense as hell.
I know. Like I said, like watching this movie now, like with, being older and having knowledge of thermonuclear weapons and back then it's not registering when I'm a kid watching this.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, this could happen and this is real. Like, and you get into a movie, they feel real sometimes.
Sure.
And it just has you thinking about the possibilities. Like, what if that would happen,
So why did he name the computer Joshua? It was because he wanted
his son, right?
But it was like, so some way he was like talking to his son. Since his son had died, he wanted to talk to somebody. So, hey, I'm just going to make believe this is my son.
I don't know. Like, did they say that? I don't know if
they
it
didn't
was
say
just
anything about it.
like an ode to like his son.
Or was it just simply Joshua was the password? I know that Joshua was the password.
Yeah, and was the actual program called Joshua though? I don't know. Or was it just like Broderick calling him Joshua?
Might have been. Who knows?
I don't know.
I think it's giving it. It was an attempt to give a human element to the computer. Right.
It's just funny to watch these movies from the 80s, like Terminator, and then from the 90s, The Matrix, and then watch them now because, like at the time when even The Matrix, I loved The Matrix, but at the time when I watched it, I'm like, this is so far fetched. Like, there's just no way.
Yep.
And now we're approaching where
it's coming to life, bro.
It's kind of like not exactly what the Matrix is, but it could happen.
Not yet, and it will happen.
And the same thing with this movie. I mean, at the time, I wasn't aware of, thermonuclear weapons and warheads and all that. But, I mean, this stuff has been around, you know what I mean, for years and years and years.
But the 80s, wasn't that a time of like when actual like computer hacking, because these computers were getting big, there was people out there like actually starting to hack computers, like stuff that you hear about.
Well, yeah, I know there were hackers around that they actually had come in for this movie. And,
sure.
That's a fun fact. Yeah.
Speaking of which.
Helped out.
Fun facts.
I cherish these moments.
Yeah. So the term firewall became widely known and understood due to this film.
Really?
So it was, I guess shortly after this. Like I said, I don't know how many people really had like a grasp on home computers and computers in general at the time.
Right.
They said sales went up after this of like home PC, home computers and stuff like that.
I am sure.
Yeah. And that made me laugh when on the end of the last podcast I asked, because I know, Zap, you were into computers.
Sure.
Matt, I wasn't sure. So I said to Matt at the end, I said, were you a PC guy? And you were like...
politically correctness.
Yeah, you took it like that. He was like, well, yeah, I was. Who wants to go next? Who's got
I got nothing.
A lot of studios didn't understand the concept behind this. They had trouble with the computer hacking. A lot of people that heard the when they were trying to sell this movie, a lot of producers and stuff were like, I don't know where to go with it. Like I don't get. They didn't really get what they were talking about. The technology was a little beyond them.
Technology. What is it?
What is it?
That's what I'm saying. This movie was probably definitely ahead of its time. So.
It was. I don't know. It makes you the kids watch it and aspire, right? Like, wow, man, I want to get one of those. That's so cool. I want to do that. Just like Weird Science, not but a couple of years later. Like, I want that computer. Even that computer alone, regardless of its ability to
make hot babes,
was a cool ass setup.
Oh, absolutely. So this film is still a favorite in Silicon Valley. They had a 25th anniversary screening in 2008. So all those people out there that are in the industry, they love this movie for obvious reasons. The studio had Galaga from 1981 and how do you say that? Galaxian?
Yep.
Yeah, from 1979. The big arcade machines delivered to Broderick's house so he could practice for 2 months. So he looked like he knew what he was doing when he was playing them. Because there was that scene in the beginning when he was at the arcade.
Sure.
Was that Galactica?
He gets his game over.
Yeah, it was Galaga, I guess.
That was Galaga.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Matt. You got one?
No, they were just saying the the original writers were fired, then rehired a few times from this movie.
Dang.
I wonder why.
Well, no, because they were saying they were trying to get the concepts down. So they were writing something about, and they didn't know what they were talking about. So they're like, dude, you don't know what you're talking about. So they fired them. But then they would go out and research, and then they would rehire them back.
Yeah, that's weird.
Because, like I said, this was a little beyond...
Yeah, people
the writers
comprehended at the time.
They were just saying their beats is whack, yo.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, and then they were all of a sudden, one writer's going into nuclear destruction and this and that, and then they're like, no, we need a lighter tone, and then another writer's like, okay, but then they're like, no, we need more war. So they were just getting confused and not having a good time.
So we coulda, wouldas, and all that.
I was looking for some. I couldn't find any.
So who knows if these are accurate or not?
Who's to say?
David Lightman, played by Matthew Broderick, could have been Tom Cruise or John Cusack, which makes sense at that time. They were, up and coming. I think Outsiders was already out, so Cruise would have been in that.
It could have worked for Cruise.
Cusack, I don't know. I mean, he's similar.
It could have worked. Yeah, it could have worked for him too.
And for the Ali Sheedy part, that could have went to Jodie Foster, they're saying.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, yeah, I could see that. I mean, I don't really think...
They're both big at the time.
Yeah. So you talked about video games versions of this. There was a 1984 game for the ColecoVision, Commodore 64.
Hell yeah, there was.
And Atari 8-bit. The game would start out greeting you as the professor, and you would play a game of global thermonuclear war. Yeah. So that was the objective was to stop nuclear war from occurring by protecting the country with various military vehicles. So it was strategical. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But did you play that?
War games?
Yeah, on the Commodore.
No, I couldn't get into it.
Oh, he couldn't hack it.
I mean, I know it existed. No,
I thought you meant
I got you. I couldn't hack into it. No, I couldn't
hack it.
I couldn't find fun in the game.
You did play Sturker 64 though.
I did.
Explain
play
that to the listeners.
Oh, for God's sake! So this is a shout out to big friend of the show, Mike Scheib, Stroker on Commodore 64. So on Commodore 64, every one of those keys had two characters on them in addition to the letters. So you could do, an I, a lowercase or uppercase I, but there were also two characters on there that it was basically like a design, like a / or a backslash or whatever. So what people would do, they would take these and you could draw these on the screen. You could, just go line by line by line by line and put them on the screen. And then all of a sudden you're able to draw things. Then you can make things move by, typing in the right codes and whatever. So there was this one game on there. It was about jacking off. And there was this dude's Johnson and a hand holding the Johnson. And you had to move the joystick up and down.
Was the Johnson made of X's and O's? Was it like an X and O Johnson?
No, it was it was vertical, just bars, vertical. I want to say sprites, but that's not the right word. It's vertical characters.
Okay.
How good were the graphics? Was
awful.
it veins and
they
stuff?
They were fucking awful. No, it was just the outline. It was awful.
So it was no good then?
No, it was terrible.
Mushroom?
It was stupid.
Nothing.
Stroker,
it was dumb. Somebody had way too much time on their hands making this game.
I got to look that up because I want to see it an image of the screenshot.
You can find it on YouTube, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's what how you were saying, Broderick, they sent him the Galaga game to practice.
Right.
They also had typing lessons for him.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, like was it Miss, what was that lady, Miss?
At our school?
Yeah, who was our typing teacher?
She was a good one.
She was awesome.
They got him.
Q, W. Like, dude, man, she made your fingers work, bruh.
But they got Broderick like a typing coach to get him. So when he did the computer stuff, it looked like he was actually
accurate.
a big
so
nerd.
He wasn't like a
Yeah, so he wasn't doing
like
the one-handed
fingered,
push.
Like a monkey or something.
Yeah.
And also have that the NORAD command center, the set of that cost $1 million to build, making it one of the most expensive movie sets at the time.
That's crazy.
For NORAD.
So $12 million budget, $1 million of it went to that. But I was impressed by that whole.
Oh, shit, yeah.
And they used it a lot. I mean, the beginning, the end, and all that stuff. So I thought that was pretty cool.
I'm surprised that there wasn't like a rehash or a remake of like the China Syndrome set or something like that, because it's kind of the same setup, but I guess not.
Well, they did say as well, NORAD saw this, the people at NORAD saw the movie and were like, hey, we need to upgrade our actual facilities. Like the movie one was better.
Yeah, we want that. We want what they got.
And also, Ronald Reagan saw the movie and it influenced his thinking on cybersecurity. So like, the policies.
Also, that was Star Wars.
Yeah.
That's why Star Wars was created.
I
don't know.
I'm going to say hell no.
Nah.
One does not have any relation to the other.
It's like, well, Nance.
In 1984, a year after this came out, a group of students from Milwaukee, they were high school students, broke into a nuclear computer system. Damn. And they were inspired by this movie. So that's why I was wondering, I'm sure this movie inspired hackers,
sure.
You know what I mean, to get into different stuff.
Look, as soon as you have a computer attached to anything, people are somebody somewhere is going to attempt to hack into it. Figure it out. As long as you can dial into it, people are going to do that. So let's say it goes back to the 80s, if not the 70s, if not earlier. People are going to try to find a way.
You should hack and make cigarettes $4.99 a cart.
Dude, that'd be great.
That'd be a good idea.
You might like you scan them.
Great.
Like, $6.99.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Yes, I'd like 100, please.
Yeah. Let's see.
Wonder what you would get jail time for that. Maybe like a year probation or something.
It depends, I guess.
We might have to mailbag that with JW.
Yeah, JW would know. I wonder.
Yeah, but that would be a federal. Well, it depends if you brought it over state lines. Would that be a federal offense?
What, for cigarettes?
Messing with cigarettes.
That I don't know. I don't know if you go in, that's like stealing if you go in and change pricing on stuff like that. I mean, people try that at the store. They'll switch tags and stuff and try all that.
Yeah, if you go to Walmart and just observe, you'll see it happening.
Oh, you see a lot of that stuff. Let me find one last good one here. So War Games was nominated for 3 Academy Awards: Best Original Screenplay and Best Cinematography. I don't know what the other one was.
Did it win any?
No, it won none.
I don't know that it won. It just said they were nominated.
That's so great. They were nominated for 3, and here's 2.
Here's 2. Yeah, they don't have the other one here. I guess that's not a good one.
I thought like project for most cock blocks of yourself.
Yeah. For best bowl cut.
Best blue balls
best
performance.
Blue balls performance goes to Matthew Broderick. War Games.
There was a sequel to this.
War Games 2.
Oh, it was like in 2000.
2006.
2008. It was
2008.
The Dead Code.
Yeah, no.
There was
no returning people.
This was the first film to ever use the term virus in connection to like computers and security and all that. So that's pretty cool.
I think they're going to say the AIDS.
Yeah.
That's a virus.
Yep. You can get it.
It's still a thing. In fact, I wonder if back in 83 they still called it the grid.
I don't know about that. Oh, AIDS, the grid?
Yeah.
I remember that from Dahmer. We were talking about that. Yeah.
The grid.
Yeah. Before AIDS was AIDS, it was called grid.
Gritty.
I like Chappelle. He says now, like, it's now like call off work. Like, my AIDS is acting up. I'm not going to be in.
My AIDS is acting up. That's great.
Yeah.
When I grow up, I want to get AIDS.
Yeah.
Man, my AIDS, I can't be in today. I'm calling off. Yeah, I'll be in tomorrow.
I had a flare up. But yeah, man, I really enjoyed that. So speaking of that, I guess it's a time where we'll do our little rating system.
We can, but before we do, I want to give a shout out to one of our biggest fans, one of our most loyal fans, great all around dude. I'm very happy to have made his acquaintance in the real world. Jason the Mechanic, you are the man. It was so great meeting you for real in person. It was awesome. Thanks for all your help. And hey, man, thanks for your support.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like that he recognized you.
Yeah,
I guess he heard the voice.
Can we call him J Mac?
J Mac.
I think he walked by,
and he heard it or saw the name.
He saw my awesomeness. Was like, dude, aren't you that dude? And I was like, yeah, bruh.
Was it much like Coming to America? when the guy was going to the bathroom and he saw like the prince?
No, honestly,
was it kind of like that?
No, not at all. Honestly,
did he
Jason
kind of like drop what he was doing?
No, he was just really cool. He was just really cool. He's like, dude, don't I know you from someplace? I'm like, well, I don't know, man. I'm John Zapp. He's like, oh, yeah, that's where I know you.
Yeah,
and there it is.
Yeah, Jason loves the podcast.
Did he get like? Did you sign something like sign the side of a car or something?
Come on, man.
I don't know. Like I don't know.
No,
I don't know where we're at out there in the real world.
Not that level yet.
Okay.
Getting there. You never know.
Besides, man, Jason's not that kind of man. He's just a cool dude that listens to the show.
Dude, yeah, he's just one of them guys. Like he always tells me, it's like I'm hanging out with my buddy. Like I feel like I know. Well, he knows me.
Yeah.
But he's like, I feel like I'm in there with you guys when you're talking about stuff. I'm talking. And that's what people say. That's what we want. Is to feel like we're kind of all hanging out together. That's what the podcast is about.
Like family.
Yeah, cool. Exactly. We got our boy Officer Vince out in Pittsburgh. We got a new fan up in Buffalo. Reached out to me.
Nice.
So yeah, we got people all over.
Bill's Mafia. All right.
Bill's Mafia.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Juice as well. He's up there or from up there. But I guess this is a time where we'll break down our rating on this.
Sure.
So for me, I'll start it off. Back then, I would have probably either returned it or burned it. But me now, I might late fee this. Like I actually really enjoyed it. I wouldn't mind watching it again. I don't know that I will, but I just really enjoyed it. So I'd say late fee for me now. Back then, as a kid, I wasn't getting it.
You're lying through podcasts. You're like, I don't know if I will. You're like, watch it again.
I would, but I mean, I'm just saying that's how much I enjoyed it. I was like, yeah, this is actually one of those movies that, as an adult now, I get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I understand the whole premise and everything. I never went back and watched this as a teenager or anything.
You got the gravity of it, right? You would say like today.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It was a blast. No pun intended.
Gravity. Isn't that a Bee Gees song?
No, that's Tragedy.
Oh, I see.
No, wait, is it?
No, it's Tragedy. You're right.
Tragedy.
That's right.
Yeah.
Matt, what do you think? What are you going to do?
Oh, I would definitely return it, but I would enjoy watching it. It was fun to watch again. I really didn't remember much of it. I remember like certain parts. But 1983, we were youngins.
We were like 7.
Yeah, I don't think we were going to like watch war games at the theater.
No.
Or like I don't think my dad rented war games.
No, you went into it.
No, I think there was too many Arnold movies back in like the early '80s, man.
That's right.
Like get the home. But no, I'd return it, but I enjoyed watching it. I think my kid was really into it. He likes computers and stuff, and I think he was like, "Oh, it's kind of neat."
He dug it. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you got?
I would return it, potentially late fee it.
Oh,
it's on the cusp.
Yeah, it's on the cusp. That's back then and now.
Like if you had it sitting there, you might be like, maybe I'll just watch that again tonight. Like I got stuff to do.
I remember being a kid and watching this with a group of kids with whom I grew up, and at least 2 of them were like really, really nerdy. We watched this movie a bunch of times over and over and over, and I would still do it again.
Yeah,
absolutely do that again. Just because, I mean, it's like Dave is saying, and like we're all saying, like now we're all grown up and we see this, and it's like, well, man, that shit's for real. Like Ms. Jackson.
Yeah, I wish I would have been into computers back when I was a kid. You know, later on in life, obviously everybody got on board, but I would have liked to start earlier and maybe got more into it and understood them, you know, how they work and all that. I just didn't have access to it. We didn't, in the city, we didn't have a computer room, trust me.
Yeah.
Anything like that.
I was too busy being cool for computers.
Yeah, I didn't have time for that.
Just busy riding my bike and skateboarding.
That's true.
Hit on chicks.
Yeah, but yeah, that was a cool one. Don't forget to keep going on there and ranking the movies, telling us what you want. We're going to try to pull from that list, so we'll definitely be back next week. I got to look at the list and see if anything moved up. And don't forget to find us for True Crime every other week. You guys got anything else?
No, it was fun.
Yeah, this was a good time.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So don't forget to find us on Facebook and Instagram at Old Dirty Basement, on TikTok at Old Dirty Basement Podcast. I guess that's it for now, so we'll catch you where?
On the flip side.
If we don't see you sooner, we'll see you later.
Peace. Thanks for listening to The Vintage Cinema Review in the Old Dirty Basement. If you dig our theme music like we do, check out the Tsunami Experiment. Find them on Facebook. Their music is streaming on Spotify and Apple, and where great music is available.
You can find us at Old Dirty Basement on Facebook and Instagram, and at Old Dirty Basement Podcast on TikTok.
Peace.
We Audi 5000.